This is the review of the Nexus 5X. Now LG has come back again and made another Nexus. They made the Nexus 4, they made the Nexus 5, and they're back again making the Nexus 5X. This phone was made because of the fans. The fans of Nexus 5 and the Nexus 4, they wanted LG to make another Nexus. Now it was Huawei's turn, but hey, you gotta let the fans have what they want. The fans of the Nexus 5 wanted another one, and here it is. This is the Nexus 5X. Nexus 5X, don't think this is a mid-range phone. This is a top-notch phone with flagship specs at an affordable price. This is the ice version. I call it cement. Some people call it the pistachio color. It is an awesome looking phone. It also comes in white, and it comes in a charcoal type of black, and it's absolutely a beautiful phone. Now you would think at first glance this is dual speakers. It's not. It's only one speaker driver at the bottom, but the look is fantastic. The feel in the hand is great. It has that same Nexus feel. Even though it's plastic, it has a rubberized texture type feel. It's awesome. But this phone has come with a different trick up its sleeve. It has Nexus imprint. So in other words, this fingerprint scanner is boss. Absolutely wakes up your phone from a sleep. It just knows. It just can tell your fingerprint in any angle. So once you program it, you can have the phone upside down, and once you put your finger there, it's open. Now I didn't program it upside down, but still in all, it works. This Nexus 5X is rocking a Snapdragon 808 processor with 2 gigs of RAM, Adreno 418, 5.2 inch 1080p display with a 5 megapixel camera in the front and a 12.3 megapixel in the back. Now, to start off, it has laser focusing, dual LED flash that is very bright. When you put on the flashlight on this phone, you see everything. This is the brightest flashlight on a phone there is. So the 12.3 camera megapixel camera is absolutely incredible. I know it's lacking the OIS, and in video mode it's gonna have a lot of shake. It's not gonna be the greatest experience when you're walking around doing a vlog, or you're walking around taking a video. You better keep your hands still, because the lack of OIS will come through. But with the pictures, the low light pictures are awesome with this phone. Low light is so good. You know, it's so good with the low light. In daylight, it is absolutely incredible. This camera is no joke. It is right behind the top-notch cameras on the market right now, and I'm talking LG and Samsung. This phone is not with them, but it's right behind them with the camera. Now, the front camera is up there. The front camera can run with any top-notch phone. 5 megapixels. Most of these top-notch phones got 5 megapixels. There's only a few that surpassed it that have more megapixels. So this is running with the big boys when it comes to the front. Now, the speakers, the speaker at the bottom is adequate. It's not knocking anything out the park. It's an adequate front-facing speaker, but it's not stereo speakers. It's only one speaker driver at the bottom. Now, I don't think it's a deal breaker. The Moto X 2013 got away with one speaker at the bottom, and it did its well. A lot of us been dealing with one speaker drivers all the time. So it's not going to be a big hit when it comes to just dealing with this phone, because it still is a front-facing speaker. So it's not a big problem. Now, the output through the headset jack seems to be a problem. I don't know if it's this unit or this is how it is. When you push in your headphones, you got to push it in hard, you know, to get it to work properly and not slip out, which maybe will loosen up over time, but I guess it shouldn't be that way. But, you know, it is what it is. So it got 2 mics, top and bottom. It pretty much got some noise canceling going on. It got 2 mics. It's going to hear you. And it works. The OK, you know what feature works very well. The Google feature. Google Now hears you. Google Now responds to you. And you can, you know, pretty much wake it up from a sleep when you say, OK, Google. It just works. So the USB-C, USB Type-C at the bottom is awesome. Fast charging at the bottom. Now you'll never make a mistake on which way to put in the phone. So whether you plug it in upside down or right side up, it's not a problem. Either way, it doesn't matter. The phone will be charging. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So it's pretty much with less than an hour and a half, you can go from 0 to full. So I would say an hour and 15 minutes. You'll get about more than half the phone with about 40 minutes. 40 minutes having it charged up, you'll have most of your charge back, which is awesome. So fast charging definitely works on the phone. Now, let's talk about the details about this screen. It's 1080p. It's a very sharp 1080p. It's a LCD screen. It's not AMOLED. And it just works. 1080p is enough for 5.2. Definitely. Now, there's some phones out there that call themselves flagship that don't have 1080p screens. Like the iPhone 6, and 6S. They still going with 750p screens. This phone got 1080p at half the price. That's a plus. So the screen is on point. Now the OS, the update will give you information on any particular thing. In this situation, it's focused on Chris Webber. So you got all the information. So Google on Tap absolutely works to give you information, but it's still going to have its bugs because it's new. But it definitely works. Also, the battery life, like we were saying. You can get 8 hours to 10 hours under heavy use. Which that may sound low, but I'm a heavy user. But if you don't use the phone heavy, moderate to heavy, you can get up to 14 hours because of that doze feature. When your phone is asleep and you're not using it, you're not losing any battery life when your phone is in a sleep mode. And that's key. Because if you're not losing any battery, you're keeping... If you leave the phone at 46% and you're going to come back to it hours later, 42%, you might be at 41 or 40% after a couple of hours. That doze feature really works. So if you do put down your phone for a long period of time, you're going to come back and still find the same amount of battery life. Other phones can't say that. So this phone with the doze feature, you can get, I would say at the longest point, you could probably get definitely a good 16 hours if you use the phone moderately, maybe even more. Let's talk about the fingerprint scanner again. It definitely works. Android Pay definitely works with this phone. It works real smooth. NFC is definitely in this phone. You know, certain companies need to take effect that NFC is here to stay. OnePlus, and you need to have NFC in your phone because Android Pay is a big deal right now. Samsung Pay is a big deal right now. You know, Apple had to buy into NFC. So any phone that don't have NFC, to me, lost the game. So basically, this phone is doing what it needs to do. Yes, it's plastic, but it's a rubbery plastic, and it definitely feels great in the hand, and it feels good. Camera is on point. The laser focusing is on point. The focusing on this phone is on point. The buttons feel cheap, but they work, and they feel tactile to the touch. you're not gonna go crazy over buttons. But I really like, I'm glad this phone is not metal. I'm glad it's plastic because it feels good. It just feels good. Now, I'm not taking away from any phone that does have metal. That's a good deal. But plastic, this type of plastic, rubberized plastic, is well done. This is plastic on the premium level. Let's just say that. So with that, Nexus 5X, $429. Forget the $379. You gotta pay $429 to get the 32 gigs. It's worth it. The phone works. And it's absolutely a dream to use. So with that, guys, this is the review of the Nexus 5X. I will buy this all day.